guys, welcome back to Coach 'em Up with Bradley County Sports. I'm your host, RC Talent. And in this podcast, we highlight everything from athletes to coaches and stories that make Bradley County special. And I'm so thankful for all the support so far. It's been great. Now we're on episode 5, but also want to give a shout out to some of our sponsors, GP Athletes. GP is the original training gym for all Bradley County athletes. My son had a training session today, and it went absolutely awesome there. If you have a child or anybody in your family that is interested in just getting that extra training for sports or just to be healthy, I recommend going to visit Anthony and those guys at Southside Fitness and ask them about the GP Athletes program they have there. Also, we're brought to you by Southside Fitness. Again, Southside is the best gym in Bradley County. I know all the student athletes go and train there. There's so many adults. There's so many different gym equipments that you could use there. It is absolutely massive, and it's the best gym in Bradley County, in my opinion. We're also brought to you by ESPN Cleveland 101.3 for all your local sports, your national news stories, anything sports related here in Bradley County. Highly recommend listening to those guys on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. This episode will also be shared on their social media, and they are absolutely fantastic. Shout out to Steve and all those guys. But tonight is probably one of my favorite episodes, guys. We get a chance to talk to a guy who's a colleague of mine, and he's a heck of a basketball coach, and I'm so appreciative of the way that he coaches young men and the way he approaches the game and his patience with them. It's something that I've admired in the stands for several years now, and he's even a better person. You know, I saw him as he interacts with his children, as he interacts with his wife. It's just a top-notch guy, and I'm so thankful to welcome Coach Andrew Nipper, the head basketball coach at Lake Forest Middle School. What's up, man? Welcome.
Hey,
Coach.
how's it going, man? That's one heck of an intro. I hope I can live up to it on this episode.
Oh my goodness! Well, as long as
That's awesome.
If you just keep Chelsea out of there from coming in and telling all the lies and all the funny stories that we all want to hear, you should be all right.
Hey, she can't lie. She's the truth. She knows it all. She knows all of it.
Oh my goodness, man! So I appreciate you joining us, and we work together at Lake Forest, and we spend a lot of time together, eat lunch together every day. I did want to make this known, and I said this earlier in the intro, man, I am very appreciative of the way how you handle yourself. I know as a coach sometimes that when things are, could go sideways or there's adversity that approaches, everybody handles it a different way. And I've seen the way that you coach your guys on the court, the way that you address them when they need to be addressed, and the way that you just, give them a little pat on the back whenever they need a little uplifting. And there's a good mixture of that, man. And that's what you need to be a great coach. And I just wanted to tell you that. And it's pretty cool to see.
Well, I appreciate that, man. And I want to say thank you for doing this. This is really cool, what you're doing with the podcast and how you're getting everybody involved.
Yeah.
I appreciate working with you. You've been a joy to be around.
Yeah.
You've been a breath of fresh air. Everybody around there loves you.
Yeah, man.
And it's been great to get to know you even more each and every year. Glad you're back.
That's right.
That's
right.
You got to do what you got to do sometimes as a man, but
Sure.
we're glad you're back. We're glad you're at Lake Forest. We're glad you're a Bruin.
That's right, man. Super thankful. Yep. So let's dive right on into this, man. So you're a basketball guy, right?
I am,
dude.
I am 6'6".
Oh, I'm glad you didn't say 7.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. For the first time in my life, I'm glad I'm 1 inch. I'm missing it by an inch. Absolutely positive. I'm so glad of that.
So, and I'm sure when you walk around the streets, people, the first thing that they think in their head when they see you, all right, this guy played college basketball or he is an elite wide receiver in football. Either one, dude, you're a very tall human being. But growing up, and you grew up in Bradley County, and basketball is a love in your life. When did it first become a part in your life?
So born and raised in Bradley County, product of Bradley County schools. Basketball became a part of my life. My dad was actually coaching my cousin when I was about 3 or 4, and he was just like, "Hey, hop in the truck, let's go to the gym." So I went to all their practices. I had a ball in my hand early. I was down on one end shooting while they were down on the other end doing something else. And ever since then, like basketball has just kind of been a sport that I've loved. I love how active it is. I love that there's always something going on. I played baseball growing up, but as I got older, I was like, man, I can't. I'm getting a little bored with it. With the pace of the game. Football was never my thing. Being a taller kid, watching people and feeling people go for my knees was never something I wanted to go through. So basketball has been a love of my life for a very, very long time and I think my first season, I was actually a part of a team. I was 5 years old.
Wow.
And
Was
ever
that
since that,
here in Cleveland?
that was at the Cleveland Community Center.
Shout out to the Cleveland Community Center.
Yes, sir. Before it was the Junior Hornets. So I got to enjoy that, and just it's always been something. I've been in the gym in some form or fashion since I was 3 or 4, and I continue to enjoy that part of being in the gym, getting to work with young men, getting to work with young people, and just seeing the game grow and change and into what it is today.
Yeah. Well, you talked about, going with your dad, and that kind of was part of my next question. I'm sure, I want to know who are some of those people that influenced you early on when it came to basketball. I'm sure Coach Pops was which we call his dad, Coach Pops. I'm sure he was a big part of that.
Yeah, he was the one that took me to my first practice. He was the one down there, coaching my cousin with me on one end. But he always took me to practice. I always enjoyed it. My mom is a taller lady, so she was a bit of an athlete. She played some softball. So they were huge in sacrificing all that they did so I could play. Being a husband and a father now, I know that's not easy.
Yeah.
So it just makes me more appreciative of them. And then, so I played for my dad. He started coaching once he finished coaching my cousin. He started coaching me and my buddies. So I played for my dad from the age of 6 or 7 until I got to Truett Junior High School and became a Cherokee, which I know it's non-existent there anymore, but I'm still super proud to be a Cherokee.
Were they the Cherokees?
Yeah, I was the last freshman class at Truett Junior High before everything switched over to middle school, and they sent the freshmen up to Bradley Central, and Lake Forest became Lake Forest.
Wow, I did not know that they were Cherokees before.
Yep. Yep. So it was a great time. I enjoyed it, and that's why I love being back at Lake Forest. The summers at Truett. Coach Chuck Clark was a big influence in my life. He actually sat me down in the bleachers one summer day and said, "You've got the potential to go play some college ball, but your work ethic needs to get better."
Yeah.
So as a sixth grader going into seventh grade, that was tough to hear, but that was a great thing that somebody saw that in me that early on.
Yeah.
And really encouraged me. And then I had really good coaches the whole way through. I played for Coach Reuter. Being a big guy, he helped me in developing post moves and post skills.
Yeah.
Playing for Coach Kent Smith, man, like he could get you to run through a brick wall before every game, which is something I've tried, but I just can't get right. So that's kind of how I developed doing my thing. And then the guys I played for in college, man, like they made me really love the game of basketball.
Sure.
We ran a different offense than what I was used to in high school. We ran a lot of Princeton stuff, a lot of back cuts, a lot of reads. And that was just like, it kind of just blew my mind what else you could do with a basketball. Like I always knew that stuff was there, but just the way it flowed and the way it kind of got into just using everybody on the floor at the same time, and everybody was a threat, and everything that just kind of flowed together. I loved it. And that's when I really wanted to become a coach, is when I saw how that offense opened everything up for me. I was like, if I could take this back and get it to young people, I think they would really enjoy it and really love playing that way. And that's really where my love or my desire to coach really came from.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, dude. So, I think we all have that moment, when we're younger right? Especially people who love sports, who fall in love
Yeah.
with sports in a certain, whether it be football, basketball, baseball, where you walk into, for me, example, I'll walk in. My first NFL game was at a Titans game.
Mhm.
And, I walked into that stadium and I'm like, dude, I love this game. I love this
Yeah.
game of
Yeah.
football. And it was kind of like my moment of like, okay, this is me. This is what I
Yeah.
wanted. Did you ever
Yeah.
have that moment, like when you were younger, when you walked into, whether it be a Tennessee game or because I know you guys have kind of been almost all over the place watching some basketball. Was there ever just like an awestruck moment where you were just like, wow, this is really cool?
Um, I've always just enjoyed being in the gym and seeing
Yeah.
the different layouts of gyms. So that desire, that love of it's always been there. But I remember my junior year, we played Cleveland, and we were both like top 5, top 10 in the state that year. They had a loaded squad. We had a loaded squad. And that was back before Bradley Central renovated the gym where the bleachers went all the way up to the catwalks or
Wow.
those upper. And I remember stepping out onto the floor and you look left and people were packed all the way up to the left. You have the girls' game and the cheerleaders and everything on the floor. And then you look up to the right and there's nothing but more people on the side. And I said, man, this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
Like this is the environment I love. I mean, it really got my juices flowing. And ever since then, I'm like, this is where it's at. This is what it's all about, especially in our community. To have that many people show up for a high school game was incredible. And then after that, I was like, I want that environment
Yeah.
as much as possible.
So, I know Bradley plays a lot of different teams, and we'll get into the Bradley stuff here shortly. But did you have like a favorite gym that you liked playing in, whether it be in like elementary school, middle school, high school? Was there a particular one where you're like, yeah, I love this place?
Not really. I mean, like it's all.
Yeah.
I think everything offers its different stuff. I mean, once you got sweaty enough, the rubber floor at Truett was pretty cool to where if you dove on the floor, you didn't stick and get a floor burn. You actually slid. Bradley's gym, just the history of it with the Jim Smitty Arena and all the banners hanging was awesome. Then playing in the old Cleveland Dome
Yeah.
was really full. That I mean, they had there's I swear their floor added 4 inches to your vert,
Yeah.
which helped me a ton.
Sure.
But I mean, my favorite gym was our college gym. They called it the Barn. It was an old building. It had an old floor. It had this rustic feel to it. But when it was packed with people, man, it was loud.
Yeah.
It was exciting when all the students came out. It was fun to get them going. It was fun to hear the band. It was fun just to have a great game on that floor.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
So, let's kind of transition here into your mom and pop. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your dad, Coach Pop, he coaches with you now.
Oh yeah.
How special is that for you to have that relationship with your dad on and off the court? I mean, I'm sure that's just a joyful experience for you, and I'm sure sometimes you both want to wring each other's necks.
Absolutely.
If you want to tell everybody what happened the other day, you're more than welcome to.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not, because he'll probably see it, and I didn't say it to him, so I'm not
That's
gonna let him fall. I'm not gonna let him find out here.
Sure.
But it is special, man. Like to have that experience to where your dad, he used to watch from afar. He used to every now and then he'd keep my book, and we talk about basketball all the time. But to have him at practice every day and to have him interact with the kids the way he does, and the way he's kind of taking on more of a role of trying to coach and stuff, it's really great to see. Um, it makes it a little more difficult off the floor, to be
Yeah.
honest. He's eat up with it, which I love.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sure it drives my mom a little bit crazy because he talks about ball all the time. When we're on vacation, he's trying to talk about ball. When we're just sitting around the table, he's trying to talk about ball. And I finally just said, like, Pop, listen, man, like I love that you love it, but this is our time away. You need to enjoy it. Like your granddaughters are here. Like, let's enjoy this. Let's have fun, and we'll talk about this at a different time. But It's great, man. Like, I really can't put into words what it means to me that he comes and shows up and he's gotten invested as much as he can,
Yeah.
and it's just been great.
Well, I think it's pretty cool because, you know, I help run the clock there sometimes, and
Hmm.
he keeps the book sometimes, and he'll literally tell me everything you're about to do. And
Oh
he'll
yeah,
like, watch this. Andrew's
yeah.
about to do this. He knows you like the back of his hand, man.
He sure does. He sure does.
You
And
should. I mean, that's your dad. You're his son.
yeah,
And but it's just really cool to see. But also there's another component in your family, I think, and as coaches and your dad being a coach, and you know this now being a husband, your mom, I'm sure, has played a huge part in your life and
huge.
a huge support cast for you. What is something that your mom's taught you that you still lean on today?
My mom's a wonderful lady. Like, I'm sure there's better words to use for that. When I was younger, Dad traveled a lot,
Sure.
so it was, like Monday through Friday, it was kind of like a single mom with two boys. But we never missed a practice. We never missed a meal. We had everything we needed. Um, but she sacrificed a lot, and it was a lot on her plate. And without her and how much she sacrificed and how much she was invested, um, it's it's a lot to describe and put into words, really.
Yeah.
Um, but one thing I always taught her is, like, there's, you kind of get put in situations that probably aren't ideal, um, and you can sit around and complain about it, or you make it the best and you do what you got to do,
Yeah.
regardless. And she's such a good Christian lady. She did everything with grace, with the spirit of Jesus, and with her boys at the front of it. Um, and everything that she did was for us and with us, and I'll always be appreciative of her.
Absolutely, man. Well,
Yeah, yeah,
that's awesome. And I know, you know, when you have the support cast like that, especially from your parents,
yeah.
it just means so much to you. And
Oh yeah,
meeting them and getting to know them a little bit, especially your dad, they're incredible people. Incredible.
oh yeah,
And it's
oh yeah,
it's really cool to see them along in your journey. And so,
yeah.
you know, how, kind of feeding off of that a little bit, you know, how important is it for kids today to see family involved in sports? You know, I feel like, you know, a lot of times there are, you know, athletes that we deal with as coaches where, you know, maybe that family's not as involved. So
Hmm.
we as coaches kind of have to step up and be that mentor for, you know, whatever athlete that may be.
Yeah.
You know, how important is it for you and your staff to really, you know, be involved with kids if you ever get an athlete that maybe family's not so involved as much?
Yeah, I think it's huge. I mean, there's been times where I've brought kids to my home, instead of leaving them at school. If we have a late practice, hey, let's go play some video games. Let's go do this, and they kind of get to see, um, maybe a different type of family than what they're used to.
Yeah.
Um, Kind of how a family might function differently, because we're all in this for kids and for athletes, but not so much now. But as they grow older, and the kind of husbands and fathers and human beings and grown men that they'll be. So for them to get a different viewpoint on what they may see every single day, I think is huge.
Yeah.
And I think us and our staff, we talk about our family all the time. I bring my girls to practice. They know who my wife is. Um, so to kind of see, like, you can kind of have both of it, the family side and the sports side or the business side or whatever, it kind of where it balances out. I think it's big for them, just so they kind of have an idea of, maybe this isn't what I want. Maybe I want something like that. And maybe it just plants a little seed to where it grows as they grow.
Yeah. That's a great answer, man. And you mentioned somebody there that I do want to talk about a little bit, and that's Mrs. Nipper,
Yep.
Chelsea Nipper. Talk to us about Chelsea, and I know as a coach, really your whole family has to be bought in if
Yeah.
you want to be a coach,
Yeah.
because it is very time consuming. And you're away from your family, quite a bit, even at the middle school level. So, tell me a little bit about Chelsea and kind of how her support's been good for you.
Man, I thought it was going to be tough for when you asked me about my mom. To put into words what Chelsea means is it's undoable, really. We've been married for 13 years. We've been together 15. So she's been with me my entire coaching career, even when we were dating. She kind of got a taste of it. She knows kind of what it's all about. She doesn't love it all the time.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of early mornings where she wakes up and she's got to get the girls to where they got to be, and I'm already at the gym. And those same days, I don't see them before they're in bed. So there's a lot of long days and a lot of long nights. But she does everything with this grace and demeanor of like this is kind of part of it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said before, she doesn't love it all. I mean, there was one year I came home and she goes, "Basketball's over."
Yeah.
So she goes, "You're home now."
Yeah.
And I said, "Yes, ma'am."
Yep.
I was supposed to help with another sport. Went and told him, I said, "Hey, I'm not helping." And he goes, "Why not?" I said, "Chelsea said so."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Enough said." um, so she's very sacrificial in her time and her patience with me during these 4 months of season. But there's also times in the summer and in the fall when we're doing workouts to where she's doing it all. So without her, this doesn't run. Like I don't get to do what I do. She does. She's running the house,
Yeah.
and whenever I'm home, I try and be super supportive of her. Don't always get it right. I'm not perfect, but I do understand the sacrifices she makes for our family and for me, so I can do what I love doing. And for that, I'll be forever grateful and thankful for her.
Absolutely, man. And I mean, you're right. Just the sacrifices that wives and moms make, while we're doing what we love to do. And, it's incredible. Shout out to Miss Chelsea. And, that's awesome. But also want to talk about the other two little special girls in your life.
Oh man. Okay. Oh man. Let's go. Let's go.
I talk about mom, I talk about the wife. Tell me about those little girls, man. Pops was telling me one time, he said, one's a firecracker, the other one maybe not so much a firecracker. Tell me about those girls, man. I'm sure that's just the highlight of your day when you walk through.
Absolutely. Like, it's no matter what's going on at work or practice or anything, they don't know any of it. So when I walk through the door, it's daddy time.
Yeah.
And I hear, as soon as that door opens, it's daddy, daddy, daddy. And that kind of pushes everything away. Because for those two girls to still, to love me the way they do, even when I'm gone so much, it's incredible. Andy's now 7, and she is a beautiful young lady who's inside and out.
Yeah.
Who's going to do special things in life. Super proud of her. She just got straight A's on her grade card in first grade
Awesome.
She's been leader of the month.
Where does she go to school, Coach?
She goes to Waterville.
Awesome.
Yep. That's where Chelsea works. So it's great that they're together during this time. And then Avery, she's 4, and everybody keeps telling me that I'm going to pay for my raising with her. She is a firecracker through and through. She is a ball of energy who wants to go and play and run, and anything that she can do, she wants to do. She's scared of absolutely nothing. But for those two blonde-headed little girls to to want daddy as much as they do, man. And as much time as I'm not around, it brings joy to my heart that I can't describe.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I think sometimes we wish for certain material things in life that sometimes we can't get, but we also have to take a step back and realize how truly blessed we are to have
Absolutely
a healthy family, healthy kids. And I've got my 3 little boys, and it's WWE every night, man.
Oh yeah.
So it's so fun. But Coach, so we've got a new sponsor, and I'm sure I wasn't going to tell you that I was doing this, but we got a new sponsor. We're going to talk about them real quick. They're called Win the Battle Gloves. Win the Battle Gloves is owned by Matt Cunningham. He has done an awesome the brand of gloves with the material, the way they're made. His emphasis is always win the battle. They have awesome straps around them. I mean, just fantastic baseball, softball gloves. We had a drawing that we were going to do tonight for a pair of those gloves. We sponsored with Win the Battle. So we had people comment on our Facebook page. They posted an athlete who they thought deserved to win a pair of gloves. And right now I'm going to play a video and it's going to tell us who our winner is here tonight. So, Coach, if you'll just hang by for just a second, I'm going to play the video real quick.
You got it.
All right. Shout out to Lucas Smart. Lucas Smart is our winner. Lucas is, I don't have it right on hand here of where he goes to school. Let me double check here. He goes to, let's see. Lucas, his name's Lucas Smart, and he plays baseball for the Bradley County Recreational League. He is all about the uniform. So a new pair of gloves will definitely boost this first grader's confidence. He's one hardworking boy and a selfless little kid. His grandmother, Cheryl Smart, was the one who put his name in for that drawing. So congratulations to Lucas. You're the winner of the first pair of Win the Battle gloves. And we will actually be giving away a pair of Win the Battle gloves every episode. So if you're watching this, please comment on our next Facebook posting. Any baseball or softball athlete in Bradley County that you think deserves to win a new pair of batting gloves. It's an awesome brand. My son wears them in travel baseball, and I highly recommend them. So if you could also follow them on Instagram, their Instagram tag is win.the.battle, and give them a follow. So appreciate you, Coach, for hanging tight there.
Congrats, Lucas. Congrats. Yeah. Look good, feel good, play good.
That's right. And, and really thankful that the Win the Battle and Matt and those guys wanted to team up and do something special for these kids here in Bradley County, especially the baseball and softball players. I mean, those gloves are probably $80, and gloves are not expensive, and he's willing to give a free pair away every episode. So, I mean, it doesn't hurt just to comment and give us an athlete who deserves them. So, but, transitioning to Bradley Central, you kind of got there, and you talked about your conversation with I guess Chuck, right?
Yeah.
What did it mean for you, Andrew, to wear the Bradley Central jersey?
It was surreal, to be honest with you. There was a lot of people saying I'd never wear it, I'd never play there, I'd never get in a game. So to be able to wear that jersey for the 3 years that I was, and to get to play in the games and the environments and the tournaments, and to go to state tournaments 3 years, super special. And there's something about black and gold, man.
Yeah.
It kind of does something to you.
Yeah.
I look around at some of these other school colors, and I'm not knocking anybody, but
sure.
There's something different about black and gold.
Maybe
you feel it.
Gold, maybe a little different shade of gold, if you know what I mean. That light colored gold might be a little bit better. No, I'm kidding.
Hey,
Vegas gold is great.
No.
No, man, that's
we'll
awesome.
We'll see how you feel about them on Monday.
Yeah, well, I might get in trouble at school, Mr. Stevenson. If you're watching this, which I know you're probably not,
Yeah,
I will be wearing a Steelers jersey to school tomorrow. So,
there you
uh,
go.
but man, talk about some of the teammates you had that kind of helped shape you as a basketball player.
I mean, we had a great group of dudes. We were all. I played with Justin Hare and Kellen Pickle and Corey Pugh. Um, Played with Chris Brown. You know, I played with Chris Brown since the time we were 6. My first year, I played with some older kids. I think I was on a 10 and under team, and then my dad decided to start a team with us. So he and I played together from the time we were 6 or 7 until we graduated high school. So that was special. Got to play with Wes Suter, one of my best friends in the world. Got to play with Josh Good, another one of my best friends in the entire world. Tim Hobbs was, he and I had some battles in practice. Jason Sadi, Yarish Hammonds. I mean, I could go on and on about a lot of and then all the older guys I got to play against, Alfonso Pugh, Josh Jones, Adam Elder, Brad Donegan, Chris Cretton. So many of those guys just, it wasn't always fun in those battles in practice, but I knew it was shaping for something bigger and greater.
Sure.
So whenever I finished my career at Bradley Central and had the opportunity to play at North Greenville, man, I was ready to go.
Yeah.
Because of the physicality we played with every single day in practice. Like it was, the transition to college was not as difficult as it is for some.
Yeah, and that was my next question actually, and you answered it for me. But you still talk to a lot of those guys today?
Chris and Wes and Josh were in my wedding.
Yeah.
We reach out, we talk to each other all the time. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing and living their life. So,
Sure.
But whenever people are in town, we try and get together and go get a bite to eat, have a meal. And whenever we see each other in town, it's, we'll dap each other up and give each other a hug and pick up like the old days.
Yeah, that's awesome. And especially living in a county like this to where, excuse me, sports does more than just, prepare you in the sport that you're playing. I think you make so many friendships and you go to battle with people and especially in those sports. And my best friends are the ones that I played football with in high school. And we all live within 4 miles of each other. A couple of, well, like me and Dewan live in the same neighborhood. Brad lives right down the road, and Austin lives just right down the road. So it's one of those things where sports actually, it doesn't ever go away. You just quit playing, right? Yeah. And it's really cool to see that you still have those stories. So you answered that question for me, kind of transitioning into North Greenville. And man, share with me what North Greenville was like for you. How did that experience in college really mature you as a player and as a man?
As a player, I think it really opened my eyes to a different form of basketball. Playing with Kellen and Justin, they were all state guards, so let's get them the ball. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
But then going to North Greenville to where the competition and the level of skill is so great, and being a smaller school and an independent school, my coach had to figure out a way to make everybody a threat on the floor at the same time. So getting to learn how to make reads and react to those and having the ball in my hands a little bit more and making decisions, it taught me a lot. And that's when I truly, I always loved the game of basketball, but when I saw that and I got to experience that, the love grew deeper, and that's when I wanted to coach. So as a player, it really just developed my love for the game even deeper. But then as a man, being away from mom and dad, 4 hours wasn't that far, but it's far enough to be away, but close enough to be, a drive home. Gave me some freedom. Didn't always make the best decisions. So I had to learn to live with some consequences and how to come back from adversity while I was there. But I had a great support system. My aunt lived in Greenville. She was 30 minutes away, so she was there to help out if I was really in a bind. Great lady. love her to death. And it really just it made me grow up
Yeah.
a lot faster than I probably would have if I stayed closer to home.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate about it the most. Um, I had to learn how to get stuff done by myself.
Yeah.
I didn't have mom and dad to call and, hey, we'll be there in 30 minutes to an hour or whatever it may be. It was, you better figure it out. You got to get this done. You got deadlines, you have this, you have that. I had to do my own laundry. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it taught me a lot to prepare me for being a husband and a father and to live on my own.
Sure.
And it was a lot of fun. I mean, Greenville's a cool town.
Did you
We're
ever
North Green.
did you ever go into any of the minor league baseball games that are down there?
The Greenville Drive showed up. The Boston affiliate showed up my junior year, so they had a little green monster. We
Oh,
went down there. It was cool. They had a little green monster. They had apartment complexes or condos right behind it, and it was in the middle of downtown. So we got to go down there and hang out. Actually applied for a job there. Thank the Lord I didn't get it. Uh, so the where North Greenville was is out in the middle of nowhere. So that was good for school, but it was also close enough to where it had a cool downtown vibe and it had stuff to do. So you weren't, you know, stuck away from civilization with nothing to do.
sure.
So it gave me a pretty good balance of, during the week, get your stuff done, handle school, handle ball, and then when it was time to have a good time, we could go downtown and get a good meal and hang out with each other.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I've been to Greenville before. It's a really cool town. I actually was hoping to catch a Greenville Drive game whenever I was down there, but didn't get the opportunity to. But
Man, let's go.
yeah,
I haven't been there in forever.
yeah, dude.
It's a lot of fun.
I always wanted to go to Boston to see the Green Monster, and
Yeah.
Greenville's way closer than Boston is, so just
Yeah.
getting a little taste of that would be pretty cool, man. We'll have to set that up, but
Yeah. So
now,
I think they took, Fenway and tried to just make it a minor league version of it.
yeah,
So it got the entire town excited about it, and I think they've loved it. And I think they're still there.
yeah. I mean, if you're going to play Major League Baseball in Boston, you're going to have to try to figure out,
Oh
hey,
yeah.
you got to backdrop's important in baseball, right? You got to try to.
Yep.
They're weird about kind of how they do those things, and so might as well prepare them early on. So
Might as well.
that's right. But we'll talk a little bit about Lake Forest Middle School.
All right.
Coach, how long have you been the head coach here at Lake Forest?
This is season 15.
Wow.
I know.
It's insane.
feels like forever, and also feels like it's flown by. But it's season 15, and I'm loving this year. It's been great.
What has your time in that 15 years at Lake Forest meant to you as a coach and as a person?
I mean, it gave me, I'll always be forever grateful to Mr. Stevenson and Mr. Jenkins for when they hired me. They did not. I mean, I did not have the credentials to teach. I did not have the diplomas. I did not have everything that I needed to move right in. But they took a chance on me, and for that, I'll be forever grateful. And ever since then, since they took a chance on me, I've always tried to make them proud.
Sure.
I've always tried to do what they've asked me to do. I've always tried to get done what they've asked me to get done. They've been very patient with me in some years. Some years, I'm still I still don't make the best decisions. I mess up, but I try and own it. And I tell them when I mess up, and they hold me accountable, which I appreciate. But they also give me the freedom to run my program the way I see fit.
Sure.
They don't micromanage me. They don't come to practice. They don't ask for my practice plans. We can sit around and talk and be like, hey, last night didn't go so well. Oh, I know. And then there's a lot of times, we're walking down the hall, hey, good game last night. Hey, give me a pat on the back after the game in the line. So, and without that opportunity of them taking a chance on me, I probably don't. I mean, I was moving back to Greenville. A lot of people may not know this. I'd accepted a position to be a GA at North Greenville. So I was still working that spring to save money to move back to Greenville. And then a parent shows up to where I was working and says, "Hey, that job at Lake Forest came open. You should apply." And I was like, "Nah, I'm moving. I'm out of here." And she goes, "No, I think you need to make a call." And I said, "Ma'am, I'm leaving." She goes, and then she like really looked me dead in my eyes. She goes, "You need to call."
Yeah.
So that was Lord's way of telling me you need to stay home.
Sure.
Made a few phone calls, and I had an interview later that afternoon. Going through the process of getting hired was a bit surreal. Um, but just as a man, being able to be around young kids, um, I worked at a credit union. I did not enjoy working with adults, and
Yeah.
in that area, I always wanted to work with young kids and get to be around them because it's something different every single day, and that's fun to me. Um, so and it helps me now that I've got two young girls. Uh, I've kind of got I talked to some middle school girls at school, and they're like, they kind of tell me what I can expect when they get to middle school, so that helps me out.
Sure.
But it really helps me as a man provide for my family and do what I love. Um, then as a coach, I've got to, like I said earlier, they don't micromanage me. So I've got to change my how we do things, uh, put in my culture, put in my stuff, do it my way. Um, if they don't like it, they let me know. We'll have a discussion, and which I appreciate. Um, but they've allowed me to grow as a coach
Sure.
and to do it my way. They've let me fail and not fire me,
Yeah. Right.
which
Yeah.
is cool. You see all the firings and all the other sports going on around, like coaches get fired for having mediocre seasons. Like if that's the case, I don't last 15 years. Um, so the patience and the allowing me to do my thing and run it the way I like or the way I see fit and the way I think is best has been awesome for me as a person and as a coach.
Yeah.
Uh, just that growth mindset that they've allowed me to take on and develop.
Sure. Yeah. And that's, Lake Forest is a special place.
Yeah.
I'm not from here. I grew
Hmm.
up in Hamilton County, and I was a Hunter Middle School kid, and so I never had any ties to Lake Forest, and
Hmm.
never really. I knew all my friends went there, but didn't know much about Lake Forest until
Yeah.
I started working there a few years ago, and I tell you, in my opinion, there is no better place to work than Lake Forest Middle School.
I
Uh,
100% agree with you.
the the faculty, the colleagues, the peers that we work with there are phenomenal, and the kids
Yeah.
are phenomenal. And we have times, where things, just like any school happen,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
But the way that our administration handles it with grace and thoughtfulness is really appreciated, and such a great place for sure. But
Yeah.
you guys um, got a pretty good sixth grade squad. You got a pretty decent seventh grade squad and a pretty good eighth grade squad. You guys are doing pretty awesome this year. Coach, talk to me about this season so far, and how the growth of these young men have kind of they've grown over this season, and you can see it. And I know you guys got a few different pieces, and man, what a shot the other night against
Man,
Cleveland. That was so cool to see. Talk to me about this
man,
right now.
man. I would regret not saying that it's about the people you surround yourself with. Um, Coach B, he's an awesome guy. I love getting to coach with him. Um, and Coach Weeks, he's done an awesome job since he's been here for 3 years, getting to work with Coach Pop, and then
Happy
having,
birthday, Coach Weeks, by the way.
yep, and then to have Mason Rothwell get to come back and teach at Lake Forest and be a part of the program and in a little capacity while he's still going to school and making sure his school and his classroom are under control. Uh, it's been a huge blessing to my life, and really just made me a happier human being to be around during the season when you have guys like that to rely on and lean on. But yeah, these kids, we did not have a great summer, you know. Um, with kids traveling and this and that, and kids injured, we had a lot of pieces in and out. But that's cool to let you figure things out. Um, but the thing that I've enjoyed most, I have two rules when you come to practice. That's that you find something to get 1% better at,
That's right.
and that you don't complain. Um, and I feel like if you can do those two things, then we can handle the rest as a staff.
Absolutely.
And since day one, these kids show up every single day and they get better, um, and they don't complain, and it's been great. And whenever somebody, if somebody does start to complain, the kids handle it. They let them know, like, hey, that's not what we do around here.
They hold each
Uh,
other accountable.
yeah, which is awesome, and it makes our job easier. We haven't had attitude problems. We
That's
haven't had
awesome.
discipline problems. We
You
haven't
see,
had
yeah,
like we've got to, whenever it's basketball time, whenever it's basketball practice, we've got to focus on basketball. And I think that's been a huge help in how some of these kids have developed. Um, a few years ago, I got a buddy who coaches at Furman, listened to one of his coaching clinics, and he talked about language and how you talk about this and talk about that and how you name everything. And that's what we've tried to do, to make it feel like an inclusive club, to where we can talk in a lingo, uh, to where maybe people don't understand, which is cool. And if they figure it out, that's cool too. It doesn't bother me. Uh, but whenever we're in practice, we get to talk that lingo, and it speeds everything up to where we get more done, and we get to work, and we get to play, and we get to do a lot more things, uh, that maybe we haven't done in the past. And I think that's just helped these young men grow into the roles, and to be able to step up and take big shots when the clock's running down, buzzer's about to go off. For that young man, Ellis, man, to hit that shot means more to me than he'll ever know, just from where he was as a sixth grader into what he is now, to be willing to make the play that he did with the options that he had off that, and to have the guts and to knock that down. That's why I wanted to be the first one out there to pick him up and let everybody celebrate.
yeah. That's
Uh,
what I was about to say, dude. Like, so I left with 20 seconds left because I thought
way to go, way to go.
and so I read about it and heard about it the next morning, and I saw the video online. And I watched it the first time. I watched the shot, and then the second time I had to rewind it because I wanted to see your reaction.
Yeah.
And dude, I zoomed in, and you like jumped on him, and you were so excited, and that was a cool moment to see. Um, that was awesome. That was really cool to see Ellis do that.
It was super fun because I was a little slow on the whole process of it. Uh, Thank goodness they had lights around their backboard to let me know that it's good, because that's what I was most concerned about. But then it clicked that the ball was in the air when the lights went on, and then it goes through the hoop. It took me a little bit, but and a parent let me know she thought it was hilarious, which was cool. Um, but these kids, man, like they work so hard, like they really do. Um, so whenever they have moments like that, I want to be out there and celebrate with them.
Sure.
Like, because we say together at the end of every huddle, we're in this together. Nobody does it alone. They're never alone. So I wanted to go and celebrate him and that shot and that opportunity and the way he knocked it down. I wanted to celebrate with them just as much as they did. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's cool, man, and it brought a lot of excitement to a lot of people at Lake Forest. And
Yeah.
but tomorrow is a big day for the Lake Forest and Ocoee community.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people excited about this matchup, and I know the football program's trying to do what they can do to get as many people there to show up and support. And what excites you the most about tomorrow's matchup?
Man, it's a rivalry game, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, how do you not get hyped for a rivalry game?
Sure.
We had practice today. We had a good practice. The kids are excited. They're ready. They're confident. It's going to be a fun atmosphere. It's going to be a fun environment. You're going to see a lot of good players play really good ball. on the girls and the boys side. There's going to be great competition. I mean, there's nothing else you could ask for as a community than to see like two crosstown rivals come together, support kids, and let them showcase the gifts and abilities the good Lord bless them with. Um, and that's what excites me the most is we have so much talent in this area, in this town. Um, and to see it all put on one floor and to see it for 4 or 5 hours, man, it's exciting.
Yeah. I know that I'm super pumped about it. I love basketball season. Even though, I'm not a basketball guy, I enjoy watching, and I enjoy watching other coaches coach. And I feel like you could always learn from watching and listening. And so I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there, excuse me, for the first two JV games, and coach, I might stay for a little bit of that girls varsity game. I'm out. The Pittsburgh Steelers tomorrow night play the Houston Texans, and I've got to be in my certain chair with my helmet on my face and ready to go. So, and my terrible towel in my pocket, and then my wife go hide from me somewhere. So, but I will have it on my phone because now Lake Forest basketball also we're a part of Huddle now, correct?
Yep. Yes,
and you
sir.
Stream the games in the gym.
Absolutely. Yep, we do. It's been great. It's been a bit of a process learning how to get it going. For me, we were stuck on one platform and one software for 3 or 4 years with VO, which is cool, but we've got family members and grandparents and people that live in different states and rarely get to see their grandkids or their kids play. So this Huddle and being able to stream it has been able for parents to watch their boys play, their girls play, and for grandparents to see their grandkids participate and see what they're missing, I guess, since they're out of town and can't be to every game. So it's been really cool. We've gotten good feedback. Had a dad, and he said, "Man, thank you for doing this. I haven't got to see my kid play since I moved."
Yeah.
And getting this opportunity to see him play, like, it's been awesome. And that's what it's all about is, our students and our families, that's what we're in this for.
Sure.
And how we can make it better each and every year is a goal of mine, of some other coaches on campus and for our administration.
Yeah. And it also gives people from the opposing school an opportunity to
absolutely
and catch their favorite athlete out there on the court. And,
yeah,
even though it's, you want your team to win, it's really cool to kind of see everybody get to feel a part of that opportunity. Yeah. But super excited about this matchup, Coach. And before we end this podcast, we're going to do a little rapid fire. I didn't tell you we were going to do this.
You sure didn't. You sure didn't. I was prepared for the rest of it.
Oh, goodness. But we're going to do this real quick. So, all right, we're going to start right now. Favorite Bradley Central memory?
State tournaments.
State tournaments. Toughest.
Nope. Take that back. Arby's Classic, 2003.
Arby's Classic. Did you get a sandwich with that?
We didn't.
All right. Toughest opponent you have ever faced? As
individual or team?
As a team.
Player or coach?
Player.
Memphis White Station.
All right. Toughest individual opponent you have ever faced as a player?
Man, I'm too old to think about this now. Toughest individual. I'm going to go with my boy Wes Suter in practice.
All right, Wes Suter.
Because you think you had him stopped, then he's going to throw a head fake and a spin at you, and there he goes. So I'll go with my boy Wes.
All right, best coach you've ever played for?
You might get me in trouble.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, dude, really?
yeah. I'm gonna go Chad Lister, my college coach.
All right.
Taught me a lot on and off the floor. Love all my other coaches to death. But that guy made me want to be a coach.
Sure. Dream dinner with any basketball player of all time. Who is it?
Just because he's no longer here, give me Kobe Bryant.
All right.
Do I have to say what we're eating?
Oh yeah, tell me what you're eating.
I don't know, but I want to be in the place where he sent Jalen Rose 81 olives and a drink. I want to sit at that table when that happens.
Absolutely. One message to your players that are going to watch this episode.
Love you, fellas.
Go to bed.
Love you. No, it's only 8:15. They're up for probably another 2 hours.
All right. Here's the biggest question of them all. LeBron or Michael Jordan?
Jordan
all day.
That was the easiest one of them all. Thanks for the softball toss at the end.
I've got family loves basketball, and they're all LeBron James. And
me and Kibler have this discussion throughout the season. So he's a LeBron guy.
Yeah. So final thought here, Coach, before we go, for any young athlete that is wanting to, these elementary school kids or even other kids who are wanting to play basketball at Lake Forest Middle School, coach them up and tell us some advice that you would give them about prepping and with the game of basketball.
I'm going to go with my 2 rules that I have for practice. Nobody's perfect. You can always get 1% better at something. If you're getting 1% better throughout the year, you're at the end of that year. So if you started January 1st with your new year, new me resolutions, and you're getting 1% better, by the time December 31st hits, you're 365% better.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about, is developing and growing. And then I'm going to go with my no complaining rule. On my run today, I was listening to an audiobook, and the guy said, everybody wants to be strong, but nobody wants to be sore. And he meant, everybody wants the results, but some are afraid of the sweat and the pain and the sacrifice that it takes.
Sure.
If you want to be great, you don't have a lot of choices. You can't be great if you're not working on your craft. So keep working. If something drives you to be great, make that your priority, not your number one priority. I hope these young athletes know that there's a plan and a purpose for their life. The good Lord created them with a plan, and we talk about this every day with our kids. Take joy in the moment. Jesus created them for a plan and a purpose, and going through with Chelsea being pregnant and everything that went with that, and how many things can go wrong in those 9 months.
Sure.
For you to be happy and healthy and be able to run, jump, shoot, throw, kick, whatever it is, you swing a bat, whatever it is you want to do, it takes a lot of blessings. So don't take that for granted. There's others in your life that sacrifice a lot. I think of my mom, I think of Chelsea, I think of all the parents that, we say all the time, nobody ran to practice, nobody rode a bike.
Sure.
And nobody lives at school. So there's others sacrificing for them to do what they love. And then, there's a lot of you in it. What do you want? How much are you willing to put forth? How much are you willing to work? So we tell them to take joy in everything that we do, and it stands for Jesus, others, yourself. So that's what our culture is. That's what we're all about. And that's what we like to see every single day.
That's awesome, man. And, I appreciate you taking the time to coach them up there. And
yep.
We appreciate you, Coach, not just for what you do on the court, but for the impact you're making in our community. Bradley County is better because of coaches like Andrew Nipper, and who invest their time, the sacrifices that you make just to be a part of their life and help their journey. And, super thankful that you were able to join us tonight on the podcast. I hope I didn't take away from you fixing that fire alarm that you had to take care of. But, again, man, I appreciate you and look forward to talking to you tomorrow.
Well, I appreciate you again. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for giving everybody a platform to kind of share their story, some experience that they have, and to coach young people up for what they have, just to keep them involved, keep this county great, not only athletically but on and off the field court.
Sure.
It takes a lot of people and a lot of sacrifice from a lot of different people, and you're sacrificing your time doing this. So thank you to you and your family for taking the time out of your day to get this set up and done.
Awesome, Coach. Well, I appreciate you, man.
Yep.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Take it
All right.
easy.
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys. That was episode 5 of Coach 'em Up with head coach Andrew Nipper. He's the head coach of the Lake Forest Middle School Bruins. A phenomenal man, phenomenal coach, phenomenal father, husband. Really got to know him a lot over the past several years, and really appreciative of what he's done for the young athletes that he's encountered, the program that he runs. And you can hear it in the way he talks about his program, the way he talks about his athletes, the way, they make it Christ-centered, which is very rare these days. But we're not afraid of it. So I'm super thankful for him. I'm super thankful for you guys, our sponsors. Shout out to GP Athletes, the original training gym in Bradley County for Bradley County athletes. If you ever have any questions, go see Anthony and those guys over there. Southside Fitness is also a fantastic gym. They're one of our great sponsors. They have all kinds of workout equipment, everything you need. They've got shakes. They got everything you need to get your workout on, and also to ESPN Cleveland 101.3 for all your local and national sports news here in Bradley County. If you want to tune in and see and listen to those guys, give them a listen. And also to Win the Battle apparel for our batting baseball gloves. Really the best baseball gloves around. My son's got a pair. They're phenomenal. They feel great. They look great. All kinds of different colors to choose from. Exactly what the style is these days for what these young baseball and softball players are looking for. So again, I appreciate you guys joining us on Coach 'em Up, and give us a like and a follow on Facebook, on YouTube, and now you can follow us on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
Go hard, but go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard.